In this episode, I am going to give you a life skill. It's not walking, it's not talking, it's the ultimate roast potato. Now this sounds easy, the roast potato. Is it easy? It is if you follow this step-by-step guide. It will change your Sunday lunches forever. And once you've made it once, you can replicate it 1,000 times. Saturdays, Sundays, who cares? Have it on a Wednesday with some mayonnaise. Let's get stuck into the recipe. So the first stage of this recipe is to get our potatoes parboiled. Now I've done this before and I've cooled them down. There's method to my madness with this. When the potatoes are cold and they go into roasting hot oil, you get a beautiful crust. It makes them absolutely delicious to go with the beef Wellington. Once we've peeled and chopped our potatoes, all to the same size or a similar size so they don't cook at different times, we chuck that straight into a pan of cold salted water. Onto a high heat, bring that pan up to a boil and then turn the heat off. We take a sharp knife, we pop the knife into our potato. We're looking for minimal resistance here, but not too sloppy that the knife falls straight through. If the potatoes are not at that point straight away, just turn the heat on again and simmer for another 2 or 3 minutes. Keep checking every now and again until you get that perfect consistency. As soon as you do, colander into a sink, potatoes into the colander, give them a good shake and then just let them chill on a flat tray and then we're good to go. So these potatoes are nice and cool. The next step is getting flavour into our oil. We're going to use a vegetable oil. Absolutely perfect for vegetarians, vegans. If you're a meat eater and you're having it with roast beef, you can always use goose fat or lard. Absolutely perfect. But for this, we're going to use vegetable oil. It gives the same finish. Beautiful. So I've got some garlic and some rosemary and some salt. And a tray. A nice deep tray so you can get plenty of oil because you almost want to sort of shallow fry these. So we'll take 3 cloves of garlic, 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. If you're a huge fan of garlic, put more in. If you're not, you don't have to use these. This just gives a lovely, lovely flavour. Take a knife, garlic on the board, knife on top flat, and just give it a little crack. What you're doing there is just releasing those oils and those flavours from that garlic clove, which will then permeate into our oil and give our potatoes a beautiful flavour. So, into the tray. And rosemary, I would just give it a little twist to bruise. So what you're doing is you're bruising and again you're releasing the oils and the flavours from that stem straight in there. You can use thyme if you want. I wouldn't recommend using a soft herb, so always use a hard herb, rosemary, thyme, oregano, marjoram, something like that. But for this old school flavour, we're going to go with rosemary and garlic. In with our vegetable oil. And then into an incredibly hot oven. I'm talking as high as your oven will go, 250, 260, some go to 280. You want this oil to be hotter than a deep fat fryer, so you get that beautiful sizzle on those potatoes. Trust me, the finished product is incredible. So I'm going to pop this into a hot oven now, preheat it, and then get our taters in. So the oil has come out of the oven, super hot. You can see that the garlic has started to bubble a little bit, so that tells me that we're ready to go. So we'll take our potatoes and carefully, and I cannot stress this enough, carefully put them in. If you just chuck all them in one, it's going to splash oil everywhere, so please be super careful when you're doing this, one by one. Speed kills, slow and steady wins the race. So you can hear that sizzle. And the oil is halfway up the potatoes when they stand up, which is perfect. Because then we'll just keep turning them every 15 minutes or so. We're going to get a beautiful golden colour on these potatoes. And it smells incredible, the garlic and the rosemary. The beautiful aromas from there. And that's just going to permeate into the potatoes and make them taste absolutely delicious. Don't overcrowd the tray either. You want them to cook evenly. If they're on top of each other, it's going to drop the temperature of the oil too quick and you're going to lose that sizzle. So for me, that's enough. So I'm going to pop these into my hot oven, as high as it'll go, remember, between 250 and 280. Every 15 minutes we'll check them, give them a little turn, and about half an hour, 45 minutes, we'll be good to go. "45 minutes in a red hot oven, and this is the result. Beautiful, crispy golden potatoes. And when you open them up, look at that. Super fluffy inside, super crispy on the outside. What we want to do is just get another bowl and line it with a bit of kitchen paper just to soak up any excess oil, and then they come out. I mean, look at them. There's some, the little ones that have broken apart have gone super crispy. The bigger ones are a little bit fluffy inside. These are going to go fantastic with the beef Wellington. Absolutely beautiful as a side dish. And remember, if you're preparing these for a Sunday lunch, you can do them in the morning, get them all drained off, and then just whack them through a hot oven. 10 minutes, absolutely perfect. If you get all your prep ready, you're destined to succeed. Perfect preparation prevents poor performance. These potatoes are absolutely banging. A little bit of extra salt, and away you go. Perfect, give them a go.